And for the motivation today, I'm going to read the Lama Sopa Rinpoche motivation that we have on the text. As today, when we do the motivations, or so far, I just try in my own way. So, but this one, I'm going to kind of read it for you when you do the motivations, okay? Joe, so just again, try to make yourself comfortable and just relax. Let go of any stiffness in your body and mind. And watch the breath mindful a few moments. Then try to generate motivations by thinking how extremely lucky I am that I have not died yet. I'm especially lucky that my death didn't happen last night. How wonderful and fortunate is that today I'm still a human being, a state that is extremely rare. But this is not all. I have a perfect human body, which is also extremely rare. I have met the virtuous friend who reveals the unmistaken, complete path to enlightenment. And it's also extremely difficult to meet. And I have met the Buddha Dharma, which is also extremely difficult to meet. Since I have met all of these extraordinarily fortunate circumstances, I should not waste my life in any way. I should make my life as useful as possible for the infinite Mother Sentient Beings. Their peace and happiness depend upon me. And my happiness is received only from their kindness. The greater use of my life to other sentient beings, the more it becomes means to achieve success and happiness for myself. The purpose of my life is to free all sentient beings from suffering and its causes, the negative karma and disturbing thoughts, and to lead them not only to ultimate happiness of self-liberation, but to the peerless happiness of full enlightenment as well. This is my responsibility. I'm responsible for the happiness of all sentient beings. Why? Because whether my actions are helpful or harmful to them depends completely on my own mind. On whether I have compassion or not. By generating compassion, I immediately benefit numberless other sentient beings. At the very least, I don't harm them. The ultimate purpose of my life is to do perfect work for others. In order to fulfill that purpose, it is necessary for me to achieve the state of full enlightenment, the omniscient mind. And in order to that, I must actualize the path to enlightenment. Therefore, I'm going to do this practice that becomes all the cause for action to achieve enlightenment and to bring all sentient beings to enlightenment as quickly as possible. May all my actions become all the causes for me to achieve full enlightenment and to bring all sentient beings to enlightenment as quickly as possible. Then also try to visualize all sentient beings surrounding yourself as vast as space. All sentient beings of 6 realms with their individual suffering, but in human form. And you also can visualize and feel the presence of Buddha Shakyamuni above you in the space, who is inseparable from the good Guru. Also, the Guru Buddha Shakyamuni, who encompasses all the Buddha, who is also the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, all in one. And try to generate a strong faith and go refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, with the wish to actualize the Dhamma, the wisdom within our mind, and to become Arya Sangha ourselves, and to achieve fully awakened state and become Buddha ourselves, just like the Buddha Shakyamuni himself. So with that, then we go do the refuge in Bodhicitta. If we go to the practice, page number 2. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, I take refuge until I attain enlightenment through the merit of practicing generosity and so on. May I attain Buddhahood for benefit of all beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, I take refuge until I attain enlightenment through the merit of practicing generosity and so on. May I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Sangye Cheran Soge Chonam La Chanchu Patu Dani Kyapsu Che Dagi Chushe Ki Pe Sonam Ki Dola Penje Sangye Dupa Shom. And for immiscible, like yesterday, we spent little time to feel each of them. All sentient beings that is surrounding ourselves. So by keeping in our mind, may all sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from happiness that knows no suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred for those held close and distant. Then again, I will read the visualizations, so it will be easier for you to visualize instead of you reading it. So again, if visualization is not clear, don't worry. Just try to think it is there as it's described and try to feel the energy. On the crowns of your head, visualize seated on the white lotus and moon. It's a Sri letter, out of which noble Avalokiteshvara appears. Brilliantly white and radiating 5-color rays of light. He has a captivating smile and gazes with the eyes of compassion. The first two of his forehands are clasped together, holding the precious jewel. The lower two holds crystal on the right side, crystal rosary on the left, white lotus. Is adorned with silken garments and jewels. And antelope pelt is draped over his shoulder. Amid above boundless light, the Buddha is in his crown ornament. His two legs are in seated Vajra posture. And stainless moon support him at his back. He is the essence and embodiment of all sorts of refuge, all in one. Try to feel, is inseparable from His Holy Dalai Lama. Okay, then page number 4. At the very end of it. Precious Lord, your body white, unblemished, your crown adorned with a perfect Buddhas, your eyes of compassion gazing on all beings, Avalokiteshvara, to you I pay homage. Maybe we recite one in Tibetan. Cho gyönje mago pundo ka zo sang ge ge ula ken Tuje Jengin Dola Se Chere Se La Cha Sa. Then 7 limb practice. I think I will, without reading it, I will guide. I will just follow it. It might be something easier. Again, we can try to imagine, visualize, making frustrations, paying homage and bowing down to Guru Avalokiteshvara, who is the perfect protector, perfect refuge for all sentient beings. Then you can imagine the whole space filled with all kinds of offerings, drinking water, washing, flowers, incense, light, scent, food, music, all precious jewels, all auspicious signs, substances, all offering actually arranged and space, all space, especially things that you are very attached to. Try to make it offering from depth of your mind without any hesitation, without any grasping. And imagine the Guru Avalokiteshvara joyfully, delightfully accepts those offerings. And by experiencing those offerings, experiencing great bliss and voidness. Then we can try to recollect whatever negative karma we might have created through body, speech, and mind, motivated by any of the afflictive emotions in this life, and or whatever we have created in the past from the beginner's lifetime, even we cannot remember, recollect. And we see and understand those are not helpful, beneficial. Those are harmful actions, unwholesome, unskillful actions. We acknowledge them, we regret them. When we make a strong determinations not to create them in the future, at least we will try as much as we can not to engage in such harmful actions again in the future. And we make that determinations in front of the Guru Avalokiteshvara. And then we can rejoice to the Guru Avalokiteshvara's virtues, incredible noble virtues. Incredible noble virtues of his own Dalai Lama, Avalokiteshvara. And we can rejoice in the virtues of all the Bodhisattvas, all the Arhats, in those all who are on the path to Arhat. In the virtues of all ordinary beings who are not on the path. And we rejoice our own virtues. Our present virtues and all the virtues we have created in the past, which we will be creating in the future. Then we visualize making the Dharma will offering to the Guru Avalokiteshvara and requesting to teach on the will of Dharma. And imagine Guru Avalokiteshvara accept very pleased. With our request. Then we imagine making offering of the Vajra throne, and then that dissolves into the Guru Avalokiteshvara lotus and mundis, and making a request to Guru Avalokiteshvara to remain until the samsara end, until each and every sentient being is liberated. Again, Guru Avalokiteshvara delightfully, gratefully accept the request. Then we dedicate all the virtues that we have created in 3 times to achieve the fully enlightened state of Buddha Avalokiteshvara as quick as possible. And liberate all sentient beings to that Guru Avalokiteshvara state. Okay, so then if you go to the page number 9, Olva Devso Lama Chere Se Sowa Devso Itam Chere Se Sowa Devso Acho Chere Se Sowa Devso Yam Gwen Chere Se Sowa Devso Cham Gwen Chere Se Tu Je Song She Yawa Tu Je Chen Ame Koe Ame Kyam Kyo Shi So Me Donga Nyong Wen Do Wa La Om Bo Kele Yab Shen Ma Chi So Nam Ken Sang Ke Obar Chin Je Lo. So try to feel that Avalokiteshvara is the Guru, is the Yidam, is the protector, is the refuge, is all. and try to feel as much as faith, devotion as much as you can. If you cannot feel it, don't force yourself. Just whatever you feel naturally. If you try to feel it, but you don't need to force it. It's okay. If you don't feel it, if you can feel it, it's good. And as we recite next, and with after each verses, we recite the money 4 times, and then again with each of them, we visualize Avalokiteshvara on top of all sentient beings and their crown. And at the heart of each of Avalokiteshvaras, Guru Avalokiteshvara, at the heart, Mundis on top of the 3 syllable, surrounded by Om Mani Padme Hum mantras, all standing. For easy, you can visualize all white, and all of them transparent and natural sound of Om Mani Padme Hum coming there. And again, as we recite, and with each Om Mani Padme Hum, we can imagine from that the guardians of mantras, enlightened, compassionate wisdom flow in the form of white light nectar. And then at the very first one, then we purify and heal all the suffering of extreme heat and cold in the hell realms, and as well as the cause of those suffering, the negative karma and the delusions of anger. Second time, we visualize again, cleansing and healing the suffering of extreme thirst and hunger of the hungry ghost realms, and including the negative karma and the delusion, especially the miserliness that lead to hungry ghosts and the suffering. And the third time, we visualize again white light nectar flow, cleanse, heal the suffering of animals, and all different kind of suffering that is experienced in animal: hunger, thirsty, heat, cold, not having shelter, being attacked by others, and especially the suffering of ignorance to practice the Dharma, being completely purified, healed, and as well as the negative karma and the delusions of ignorance. And the fourth time, again, white light negative flow when we recite the money 4 times, and we chant, and then it cleans and purify and heal the suffering of demigod, which is fighting against the God, as well as the negative, as well as the karma and the delusions, that is the jealousy, being completely purified, cleansed, healed. And at the 6th time, it purify and cleanse and heal the suffering of God realms, of the suffering at the time of death, when they see the sign of death. And the karma and the delusions, that is the delusion of the pride. So we try to keep that as much as possible while we recite that. Okay, so we recite where we left. O me dune lenye sabbe tu shena onge nyawa ke kyo ten 차단 동아 묘의 샘제 남라조 계계 돈도 개발쇼 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오메드네 레nye sape kusena onge reda nesoke egon donga nyoe semje nam shingjo boda laru 개완쇼 오마니 빼매홍 오마니 빼매홍 오마니 빼매홍 오마니 빼매홍 오메드네 레nye 사페 드디모 온게 근도 개교된 랭고동아 뇨의 샘제 남공보 교계 돈도 개와란쇼 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오메드네 레nye 사베 근도자옹게 미네소게 에보동아 뇨의 샘제 남싱조대와 젠도 개발쇼 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 오메드네 레nye 사베 그타동게 아미네소게 아즈동아 뇨의 샘제 나보다 라이 신도 개완쇼 오마니 빼매호 오마니 빼매호 pe me hum. Om mani pe me hum. Om tu ne le nyen sa pe nga ja ong ke a ye ne so ke o dong dong a nyo e sem che nam po ta la ye shen do ke wa sho o mani pe me hum. 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 Next one, maybe we can just recite in English. Yeah. And also we can imagine that, all the sentient beings having been healed of their suffering and all the negative karma and delusions, they all are born in the Potala Avalokiteshvara's place, Pure Land. Okay, so we continue in English. May I and a more like future life, through activities like that of Avalokiteshvara, liberate the beings of impure realms, and transmit a supreme speech of 6 syllables throughout the 10 directions. Through the force of invoking you, the supremely noble, may all those whom I must discipline and guide take interest in cause and effect, start to active virtueless, and come to possess the quality that may benefit all. Through the praying single-pointedly in this way, rays of light stream forth from the Noble One's form and purify impure karmic perception and delusions. The outer environment become a blissful paradise Sukhavati, and the beings within it transform physically, vocally, and mentally to take on Avalokiteshvara's enlightened body, speech, and mind. And the appearance, the sound, and awareness become inseparable from emptiness. So while we recite Mani, again from the 3 syllable garlands of the mantra, white light, nectar, flow, which are in the nature, essence of the enlightened, exalted, compassionate wisdom, cleanse and purify all our illness, all our negative karma, all our delusions, all the obscurations, completely in the form of very dark, black negative energies, like taking a shower, completely cleansing, purifying, especially the selfish attitude, the self-centeredness, which is the main root cause of root obstacles to cultivate true love, compassion, which is the mind. So while keeping that visualizations, then we recite Mani. O Mani Padme Hum, O Mani Padme Hum, O Mani Padme Hum, O Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 ma ne pe me hum. Om mani padme 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 hum. So again, visualize with the total convictions that all our illness, all the negative karma, all the delusion, all the obscurations, completely being clean, purified. Especially the selfish attitude, self-centeredness, completely. Not even trace of that. When we become like transparent, completely like crystal clear, without any trace of negativities. As we recite more, then again, from the garlands of mantra, yellow, orange light, nectar flow into ourselves from the crown and goes down and fill up from the very bottom. And receiving all the enlightened, blessing enlightened body, speech, and mind, and all the spiritual realizations. And especially spiritual realization, and especially true love, compassion, bodhicitta mind. And feel with that each part of the atom, each part of the cell in our body is being filled and made out of that compassion, love, true love, compassion, bodhicitta, and the wisdom. So while keeping that visualizations, Om mani padme hum. 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 So with total convictions, imagine, visualize, think our whole receiving the blessing of body, speech, whole enlightened body, speech, mind, all the spiritual realizations, especially highest level love, compassion, bodhicitta, and wisdom. So how every atom, every cell is made of that. As we recite more quietly, Then, again, more nectar, light flow into oneself. And the seed of our loving kindness, compassion, giving water to it, and it blossoms, it grows, you know. And then with that loving kindness, compassion, that you try to feel someone most easy for you to feel, whoever that. It could be your family members, friends, or it could be someone stranger that we saw in the news, in um, in the floodings in Latvia, and or in Morocco with so wherever that you might have saw recently and you felt a strong compassion. So whatever, try to feel that compassion, strong compassion, feel for that beings. And send that compassion to that person. Then try to send that same love, compassion that you are feeling for that one person or one beings to all who are in this Wamba. You try to feel and send that to all. Then you try to feel and send that feeling of love, compassion to everyone in this state. And then you try to feel and send the love, compassion to everyone in this country. Especially feeling for those who might not seem not so kind, compassion, who seems or who looks like more cruel, mean. And they're the one who need the compassion most. When they don't feel compassion and loved, then they become more aggressive. when they feel the love and compassion, they become less cruel, less aggressive, less violent. So they are the one who need more love and compassion than anyone else. And then try to feel and send it to all human beings and all animal in this world. And then we try to feel and send it to all beings in the universe, each and every sentient beings, with all the beings in the hell realms, to all the beings in the Angry Ghost realms, to all the beings in animal realms, to all the beings in the human realms, to all the beings in the demigod realms, and to all the beings in the god realms, each and every sentient beings. And then you bring your attention back to your heart, and feeling all that love, compassion getting stronger and stronger, growing bigger and bigger. And then try to feel and experience the great bliss, physical, sensational bliss, mental bliss, due to all these spiritual realizations. The joy, the peace, sense of satisfaction, purpose, because of such incredible love, compassion, both in the mind. Sense of true meaning in life. How wonderful. Okay, then. At the very last of the 14, page number 14. I and others appear as noble ones in light and forms. All sound take on the melodies of 6-syllable mantras, and in thoughts are expansions of great primordial wisdom. Through the positive merit of this, may I swiftly attain the realizations of Avalokiteshvara, and thereby every single sentient being reach the state of perfection. So, yeah, and you can visualize the Guru Avalokiteshvara descending you and remaining in your heart. And then, so then we can make food offerings. So again, we can visualize blessing the food and making an offering to the Guru Avalokiteshvara at your heart, who is at your heart. Yeah. Oma, 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 Lama, Sankhe, Lama, Che, De, Shin, Lama, Gen, Den, De, Wen, Je, Che, Po, Lama, Lama, Nam, La, Sherab, Oma, Oma, Oma. Yeah, normally when you do retreat or serious practice, is like let's say Avalokiteshvara that throughout the day you will try to be mindful, and every sound you hear, you try to see is the mantras, Avalokiteshvara's Omanivi mantras. Every thought arises, good or bad, neutral. Every thought it comes, you try to see. It is the display or expansions of that Avalokiteshvara mind. So in that sense, we don't try to be too judgmental and too discriminating. So this is bad, or this is good, or I shouldn't have this bad thought, or how bad I am, or oh, this is a nice thought, or I should have that, and to graspings. So normally we have all this according to different thoughts. Then we have grasping and kind of that kind of judgmental and that kind of reactions. So instead, we try to see all. It's just all of them are same manifestation, expansion, and display of that primordial mind or the wisdom of the Avalokiteshvara. And every form you see, you try to see all our manifestations, all these form are manifestation of Avalokiteshvara. In essence, they're all Avalokiteshvara. So that is kind of the training one try to do, as much as you can. Okay. Most important is the lunch.